like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. As y'all come here and wipe your feet before you enter this house, hit that like button, hit the share, to subscribe as well. Hit that Cash App, $ BJ Matthews. Again, $ BJ Matthews for the content that we drop every single day after every Clippers game, as well as regular content that we drop. Make sure y'all support with that Cash App, $ BJ Matthews. Shout out to all the members who are currently members of the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. If you guys would like to be a member of the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast, make sure you guys get your membership badges at this point, and we will get all of your perks to you, such as free merchandise, free tickets, as well as other great prizes if you guys become a member of the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast family. We definitely appreciate everybody here. And we want to also make sure we give y'all a shout out for the people, subscribe. Make sure you guys share this video with new subscribers so we continuously keep the following going more and more and more. So let's get into business. Go to our comment section right now. Give a shout out to all the people in the comment section. Shout out to Divine Hammer. He says, let's go Clippers. Yes, sir. Let's go Clippers. My man Amir Ahmad says, salute Clippers Nation. Salute to you, my man Amir. Buster TG Todd GTX. He says, called healthy Clippers or Nuggets winning the ring. Nah, only BJ and Bruce understood. Yes, sir. We're going to get into that as well. As y'all come in here, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Y'all come in here, man. Shout out to my man Thomas Talented. He says, last 14 games, Terrence Man started equals 12-2 for the Clippers. Ty Lue still don't play T-Man enough. The NBA only can hope that Ty Lue F's the rotations up, just like Doc Rivers did. Shout out to my man Thomas Talented, Mr. Guru. Danny Berry Sports Highlights was good, my guy. Welcome to the show. Sugar Ray Robinson Jr., which was good, my guy. Let's go Clippers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man Big Fan Breezy. If you guys do not know Big Fan Breezy, he is a Brooklyn Nets content creator. Make sure you go follow that man, and you guys go and support him as well. I'm going to put his page right here up so y'all can actually see for yourself. Big Fan Breezy, right here. I'm going to leave that up for y'all for a minute. Make sure you guys subscribe to my man Big Fan Breezy's page right now if you guys are a true supporter of basketball and that you guys will help me out. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my man Big Fan Breezy. He has great content over there. But let's get into it, man. And shout out to my man Andre in the comments as well. Make sure you guys go, check his out, his content as well. He's a Philadelphia 76er fan. I'll put his information up in a minute after you guys subscribe to Big Fan Breezy. But let's get into it, bro. The Clippers continuously are in the right direction. They have now won 2 games straight. They won 124-99 yesterday against the San Antonio Spurs, led by, yours truly, Kawhi Leonard. I believe, Paul George had 28 points. So automatically just a big win for the, Clippers to keep the ball rolling. They play the San Antonio Spurs again on Wednesday tomorrow in San Antonio. So hopefully they get that win as well. And it's a 2-game winning streak. It's a very small sample size, but after that 6-game debacle, we have to, get back on track. We take any type of win that we can get. And I'm just happy that we were able to, pull that one out. I'm going to go through the stats in a minute. And y'all just continuously hit that like button as y'all come in here, man. And I'm gonna put Andre's for everybody who's already went subscribe to Big Fan Breezy, write it down, take it down, go to his page right now and just subscribe to my man's content. We're here to support one another. And also I'm gonna put my man Andre 76, his content page, DFJ Hoops, great content over there, Philadelphia 76er content creator, but very, very good basketball content creator as well. Go check him out as well. I'm gonna leave that up there. But let's get into the numbers. I'm gonna go and share my screen up on the screen right now. I'm gonna go very quickly with y'all, man, and we're gonna get right into it, letting people in. Because this is really like pretty much a one-sided victory. So let's get into the comment. Let's get into some of the stats. First off, I misquoted and I said Kawhi Leonard, but it was really Paul George. He led the way with 28 points. Kawhi had 21. Daniel Tice had 19. Norman Powell had 19. James Harden had 13. Westbrook had 10. Zubac had 8. Terrence Mann was scoreless. Did not score, but he did all the other things on the court, such as rebound, steals. He had 4 steals and 6 rebounds. And at a plus minus of +7. Like I told you all with Terrence Mann, what he does, he brings the the point of attack defense on the other side. That's why he's on the team, right? So as far as a scoring situation, the scoring was pretty balanced between the three stars, Kawhi, PG, and Russ and Harden. I'm sorry, 4 stars, and it prevailed. Now, going into the start of the game, I'm watching the game, and the Spurs are a young team. They're the worst team actually in the NBA right now. Memphis moved up, and Utah's ahead of them as well, and Portland's ahead of them. So the Spurs are the worst team. They're 3-11 right now in the Western Conference, and they're basically building around Victor Wembanyama, which I want to also bring this up too. And I want to give my man Shine Thomas Talented this comment. I thought about this too. Are we sure that Greg Popovich is as great as he is publicized? Are we sure that Greg Popovich is as great as he's publicized? I'm gonna do a video on that as well. But it seems like since Kawhi Leonard left the Spurs have not been able to recover. No matter who they bring in, DeMar DeRozan, they brought him in. LaMarcus Aldridge was still there. They're still getting eliminated in the first round. They drafted this guy, Victor Wembanyama. We're gonna see what he does. But the Spurs have been like pretty much, non-existent. And Greg Popovich has been right there. So you would think a Hall of Fame coach like Greg Popovich would be able to at least hold the fort down on the wire. But they've been bottom 15 going on the last 2-3 seasons. They had DeJounte Murray there. You know what I'm saying? They had, some key guys there, and they haven't even made it past the first round. So I'm kind of skeptical. I'm gonna need to do a video about that, about Greg Popovich and the true coaching of Greg Popovich. But that's none here or there. The Spurs are a young team, and they're trying to find their way in to actually be a competitive team throughout the rest of the full of the years. The Clippers have pretty much owned the Spurs. I think they won the last 5 meetings. They beat the Spurs earlier last month. They beat them by I think 40 points. And from what I'm seeing with Victor Wembanyama, he seems to struggle against the Clippers. I think if I'm not mistaken, he had 8 points. Let me see if I can pull this up. Wembanyama had 9 points yesterday, 4 for 12 from the field, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. At a minus of -17. They had Keldon Johnson lead the way with 22 points, and they had C. Osman with 17 points, and they did not have Trenton Vassell. So again, these guys are just trying to find their way, and they fought hard in the first half. They were definitely being scrappy. They hit some 3-point shots, and they were able to stay competitive with the home crowd. But nonetheless, they're just not a complete enough team to compete with a team like the Clippers, who are seasoned, and they actually have a mixture with some youth on there as well. It's just going to be too much for them to handle, and I expect them to win it tomorrow again in San Antonio. But some of the key things that I've seen with the Clippers, first off, like we just talked about with Terrence Mann, he did not score a point. But the thing about T-Man we have to understand is what he's keeping the guards from going crazy throughout the entirety of the game. He played 25 minutes yesterday. I think he needs to be playing closer to 30 minutes. But the game was so much out of reach that it really didn't matter. And at the end of the day, when it comes to Terrence Mann, we're gonna have to really, really evaluate how Ty Lue uses him. Yes, he's the new starter of the team, but we have to, see how many minutes he's going to be getting, because what's happening is that Terrence Mann, he got the quote unquote starting position, but if he's not being utilized in the key points of the game, it's not going to make a big difference when you talk about him actually, being a key contributor to the team getting a championship. So what I see with this team with Terrence Mann is going to be very interesting how he uses him throughout the rest of the season. As y'all come in here, make sure y'all smash the like button, smash the share, smash the subscribe as well. If you guys have a comment y'all want to drop, hit that super sticker comment or hit the Cash App, and I'll get it right to my phone, and I'll answer your questions or comments. Definitely appreciate y'all. 32 people here, which have over 32 likes. But I'm looking at T-Man basically as a guy who is going to guard point of attack, like my man Thomas Talented told me. But I also look at Terrence Mann. He's going to start being more comfortable offensively as he gets more and more comfortable in the games. If y'all watch Terrence Mann play, he turns down a lot of shots He turns down some layups. He dribbles the ball, going the other way, not looking to always score, not looking at the rim. And the reason for that being is because when you've been in the bench for so long, you've been so confused about your role. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to actually come out your shell. Right now, he's just trying to play not to mess up. He's going to play great defense. He's going to play great help side defense. He's going to guard on ball defense and do all the dirty work and not get out of character. But once you start giving them 2, 5, 10, 15 starts and you start giving them valuable minutes, you're going to see Terrence Mann actually start having those, 8-point games, those 12-point games, consistently, right? And that's all we really need from him. 8 to 12 points with elite defense on the other side. That's it. That's all we need from T-Man. So that's what I see. And I also want to also say this about a few other things with the bench. So Daniel Tice came in yesterday, had 19 points. Now a lot of people have questions about how good Daniel Tice could be. He just signed with the Clippers just last game against the Houston Rockets. His first game with the Clippers. I think he went scoreless, but last night he had 19 points. And I remember watching Daniel Tice a lot in Boston. And what I noticed about Daniel Tice with his game, what he does is he's a utility guy. He's another utility guy. He's going to fill in the gaps. He's going to, set good screens. He's going to roll to the basket hard. He's going to hit the jump shot. He's a tough-nosed player. He's going to bang. He's undersized. But what he brings to this team right here is he brings another, utility tough guy who's going to, hit jump shots. He's also, I think he will crash the boards. I think he'll crash the boards too. But just off of his motor, you have to if you're Ty Lue, you have to actually ask yourself, okay, when Mason Plumlee comes back to the team, where is Daniel Tice going to be? Because, Mason's going to be out for the next, month and a half. He's been about 2 months, but the month and a half mark right now. So Mason comes back. Does Daniel move to the 4 and you move PJ Tucker to the, bench? Because that's what I would do. I would literally move PJ Tucker to the bench and let Daniel Tice be the 4th, be the 4 off the bench. That's what I would personally do. Because I just think PJ, for him to be so old, to be the second oldest player in the league behind LeBron James, but you giving him those type of minutes, to me, I think those would be better suited for a younger Daniel Tice who's 31 years old, who could actually bang, who actually has more, movement. He has more size. He's athletic. He has all the tools to be a very, very valuable piece to the team. But if you're not giving him, you're not playing him, then it's not gonna matter. Right? Y'all come in here, hit the like button. Alex M said Clips are getting together, still the process. The chemistry will take time. Okay, appreciate the comment, my brother. Appreciate the comment. But like I said, what you come to a point right now with, Daniel Tice, I think personally give that 4 to him. Right? Now, Norman Powell has actually been very, very impressive. He had 19 points last night. Now, I said this a couple weeks ago. I said Norman Powell starts messing around and starts, not being productive, scoring the basketball, and being a liability on defense. I would give that spot to Bones Highland. Quick, fast, and hurry, because here's the thing. What Norman Powell, only thing he does at an elite level is score the basketball. That's what he does. He's not a great defender. He's not a great, on-ball defender. He's a bad help side defender. He's not a playmaker. His IQ is not that high. So his game is predicated, while the Clippers brought him here, is to score, shoot, and be a offensive threat off that bench. So it's funny. I actually told Norm this after before the Houston Rockets game. I need to get 15, 20. I need 20 points from you tonight. And he laughed and chuckled because he's looking at it like, yeah, I'm in a little bit of a slump. And I was like, yeah, you are in a slump. But we need him to get at least 20 points per game, because what he does, what he's able to bring to the table is when Westbrook or one of the guys are cold, what Powell does, he keeps the fire flaming. So He had a total, I think, 19 last night. But what I love about Norm when he starts to be dangerous is when he actually goes downhill and attacks the basket and draws fouls. That's when Norm starts being dangerous because his downhill speed to the basket, nobody can stop that. Nobody can guard that. Nobody can do nothing with it because his athleticism, as long as his relentlessness to the rim, especially going right, it's very hard to stop that. And he's very crafty. I wish he was as smart on defense as he was actually drawing fouls because you'll have a damn near all defensive team player. But the thing that he does that Bones doesn't do is just draw. He doesn't really draw fouls, or he draws fouls that Bones don't really do that. So you got to have Bones. You got to Bones and Powell. If Powell's playing like this, you got to go with Powell. But I was kind of getting a little bit annoyed with Powell because he was basically having games where he was just starting very slowly. He's selling too much for a jumper. If he has it going, continuously shoot it. But if you don't have it going, use your downhill speed and ability to draw fouls, bro. But other than that, Norm, showed out. I expect him to continue this type of performance. We got 40 people in here. Let's get them likes up. We got 40 people. We should have over 40 likes. Now, let's get into the stars before I let y'all in. Let's go with James Harden, right? James Harden and Westbrook. Let's go with these two. Now, I don't know if this is accurate, but I want to read y'all something that was actually reported on a Facebook page. Let me read this to y'all. It says a Clippers player speaking anonymously revealed that James Harden organized a private meeting with key players on the team, such as Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook, to discuss that the system laid out by him has been operating smoothly. Now it's time for them to aim for the championship at the end of the season. In addition, James Harden also conveyed a message to the Clipper fans saying that they need genuine support and not just those following a trend. Right? This is what I saw on the Facebook page. And at first I was just like, nah, that's just not real. I still don't think it's accurate. I don't think he said this, but I just, thought I would just put this out here just to, show y'all, what y'all thought about it. Cause I don't think this is an accurate thing. But the reason why I wanted to just say that, cause I wanted to, discuss that before I, brought this up about Harden and Russ. Now, let me go back to my screen real quick so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So yesterday, Russ had 10 points. He had 6 assists, and he had 0 turnovers. Right, shot 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 4 for 11 from the field. And then Harden, he had 13 points, 10 assists, 0 turnovers. Shot 4 for 12 from the field, 2 for 8 from the 3, and 3 for 3 from the line. All right. Harden played 28 minutes. Westbrook played 25. Now, this is what I want to show y'all. I want to tell y'all real quick. It comes down to this at this point. The discussion was, as far as who's going to start, in my eyes at least, was who is better with the ball in their hands. Is James Harden better with the ball in his hands or Russell Westbrook? That was going to determine who starts for the Clippers. Because if you have Russ on the starting lineup over James, you gotta look at the pros and cons on both. With Russ, what you would bring, which is the pros that James doesn't bring, is primarily defense, primarily effort, primarily defense and effort. What you would bring if you're a Westbrook over James. On the other side, with James Harden, what he brings over Westbrook, he brings outside shooting, consistent outside shooting. I think his playmaking is better than Russ's. I think that they both turn the ball over, but when I look at Russ, I look at Harden. Harden's turnovers, like I've said before, more so he sees something and then the teammate may not get the pass, and they may not read the play, but it's still something that I can live with because I can see that James Harden is trying to pick apart the team's defense. You basically have to pay attention. You have to respect Harden's jump shot and his playmaking ability, to me personally, over Russell Westbrook's inability to shoot the 3-point shot, and most likely makes mainly want to go to the rim or shoot, his pull-up mid-range shot. I think Westbrook's a little bit too reckless at times when it comes to um, making good, smart passes. A lot of times he's going down the lane 100 miles per hour and he's just throwing out a kick out pass to his teammate. Very seldom he doesn't really set up good pick and rolls as good as James Harden. Right? James Harden, he sets the table to me better than Russell Westbrook. So that was a discussion of how we're going to determine who starts and who comes off the bench. And I said, if we're going to be honest and who does more, who actually plays better, and he was able to, do more with the basketball, I think it's James Harden. You're seeing that right now. Viska Zubac is looking good with James Harden on the screen and roll. He's also being able to sit back on defense more because you have Terrence Mann on the court, vice versa Russell Westbrook. He's able to sit closer to the rim. He's able to protect the rim better on defense. And he's able to do more things just that, Westbrook does, here and there. Westbrook will play defense, but he's not going to do that for an entire game. He's going to gamble. He's going to, make bad reads. He's going to overcommit. And that's going to actually mess up the flow of the game. So that mixed in, I think Harden and Kawhi have really found a niche because, like I've said before, there's been games that Westbrook outshot Kawhi in that 6-game losing streak, and I was not okay with that. I was not okay with that at all because what that does is confuses the hierarchy. It should be Kawhi or PG first, and then it goes everybody else. And I think Harden should take more shots than Westbrook because Harden is more of a threat from the outside. He's more of a threat with the basketball. I think Westbrook, if he wants to be the best version of himself, needs to commit more to the defensive end, especially coming off the bench. That's my personal opinion. But with Kawhi and James Harden, they look like they have a good connection. Kawhi's back to taking the most shots, and I think he's a little bit more efficient, and he seems just more comfortable out there. PG's, he's just playing out of his mind. So it's kind of like whoever you put with him right now, offensively, of course, it's not going to matter, right? So that's kind of my soliloquy on that, man. I'm gonna let y'all in, but that's why I want to really say, like, they got a back-to-back, or they got a game tomorrow against the same team. So let's see if they can keep the same momentum going. And also don't fall for the, trolling saying, oh, well, that was a weak team. Well, we lost to a weak team last Sunday. Nobody gave us any slack. They still say, oh, you lost to the Grizzlies. So every win, we can take every win right now. We're 5-7 right now. We've only played 12 games, vice versa than the rest of the West who's played more. So all we got to do is win out this month, and we'll be back somewhere between, seeds, I would say 5 through 8. That's what I'll say. All right. Let me go and take this screen off so y'all can see me. Let me go through some of these comments. Taz said Ty Lue needs to run plays to get T-Man his shots and get him to the rim. The Clippers won't lose if he has 15 points per game with 30-5. See, I don't even think he needs 15 points per game. I think he only needs like 8 to 12. But I do believe I think T-Man I think his form is not bad. He doesn't have a bad form. Right? He can get buckets just basically offensive rebounding and actually attacking the rim. But he doesn't have a bad shot for him. I don't think T. Lue is sharp enough to run plays for Terrence Mann. I think he's just gonna do a lot of motion offense and handoffs and stuff like that. That's why I think he's leaning on. But that's a good comment. I appreciate the comment, Taz. Alex M said, I'm worried about the chemistry Eagles. Managing these Eagles in the locker room is important. They all have to buy into the system, strategy, the talents there. Yeah, I think, well, that's the thing. That's why I said I personally believe that at this point they all have the same goal, and that's to win a championship. That's why I, genuinely think it is. So I don't think Eagles is gonna be an issue with this team. What's good, cuz?
Cuzzo, what's happening? What's good in the hood?
What's happening? What you got?
Trying to figure out how to count to 12. I figured it out. It start with a T, an M, an A, and an NN. That's how you get 12 and 2. I figured it out. I had to do some mathematics and figure this shit out. It speaks for itself, man. That shows you just how slow Ty Lue is. That's the same shit I was scolding, putting age 30 on game the other day. He got too many excuses. It's way too many excuses for Ty Lue, bro. A coach's job is to elevate his players. A coach's job is not to make excuses and say, "Oh, the player this and that." You play to win the game. You don't play for stats. Nobody in history ever complained when Draymond Green was scoring fucking 2 points.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you said yo. I thought you was trying to say you couldn't hear me or something.
Go ahead.
But no, that's the difference. Each role that you play is different. Like when you're going to shoot the ball all the time, you're going to run the court wide open and force up layups and shoot the ball more than other people. You got to be efficient. You got to be able to space the court. But when your job is not to score and your job is only to worry about the point of attack defense, that's your role. That's your main priority. See, Marcus Morris, he had the roles backwards. His job is to do what Kawhi is doing: protect the rim, box out, rebound, have Zubac's backside, not shoot the fucking basketball 20 times a night like Westbrook doing. They don't know their roles. Terrence Mann's role is to worry about the point of attack, get it in the passing lanes, contest all shots, keep the other team's point of attack offense from going off on our point of attack defense. See, that was Morris's job. Morris couldn't do it. Not only could he not do that, he couldn't help. He didn't help Zubac. But when you put T-Man on the court, like Bus Tag is saying, that's why I can tell Bus Tag understands the game. T-Man at the point of attack is allowing Kawhi to disrupt the other team's offense on the back end, behind Zubac, blocking shots, altering shots. See, some things are not stats, right? Altering a shot is just as good as blocking a shot, right? So when you can do that, that's not a stat. When Terrence Mann can put up 900 shot contests and alter 900 shots at the point of attack, but he's not scoring the other end, well, you're stopping 900 possessions opposed to missing 4 or 5 shots. Do the mathematics, man. You use your damn brain cell for something more than a hat rack, right? What Kawhi's doing behind Zubac, you're not going to see that if Terrence Mann ain't on the court. And see, Ty Lue, the Clippers are barely pulling this shit out, other than last night, obviously. But when Ty Lue keeps taking Terrence Mann off of the court, it's going to defeat the purpose. It's going to go all the way back just like it was, where right he plays 20 minutes a night. You can get away with that shit versus bums. You go out there and do that versus these top teams, and that perimeter attack is going to start cooking the same way it did in Houston. That's why we almost lost to them. Fred VanVleet and the boys started cooking because Terrence Mann only played 20 minutes, took him out the game. But Ty Lue's an offensive coach. He don't believe in defense. Like you told me, like you've been saying, he don't get it. He's slow as hell. That's why they almost fired him in Cleveland. They went out and hired all these traded for all these defenders because they had the same complaints in Cleveland. They was 2 seconds from firing that dude in Cleveland before they even won the championship. But they went out and got defenders. It kind of helped them out a little bit. But the recipe is simple. The record speaks for itself. And you can make all the excuses in the world. This man does that. This man don't do this. This man don't do that. This man does. They 12-2 when the point of attack defender that actually can do his job is on the court. Out of the last 14 games, 12-2. And the sad part is he still ain't playing Terrence Mann enough. And to go back to Terrence Mann shooting the ball, this is what people don't understand. Terrence Mann been shooting the ball for 3-4 years at a high clip. This man scored 40 points in an elimination game.
Yep.
It don't matter how he shoots. Ty Lue don't fuck with him. So to say he needs to shoot more is just tells me you don't know basketball. You're not paying attention to history. The man been shooting the ball. He been scoring. He been dunking. He been dunking on elite rim protectors. He been doing this. He didn't get rewarded. So now when he gets on the court, yeah, he's passing up shots because he don't know what the fuck to do. He did what was right and he got benched. So now he gets on the court. He's like, shit, I'm just gonna worry about point of attack. I don't know if I should shoot the ball or not. Because every time I start shooting the ball and making shots, I get benched. Like Ty Lue runs. You ever notice no youth comes up under Doc and Ty Rivers? You ever notice that? Brandon Boston, Coffee. They put Coffee in the starting lineup. Dude had a great year. That dude ain't saw the basketball court since.
That's true.
Ty Lue don't know how to develop young players because he don't believe in them, and B, and I'm surprised. And what's surprising, I'm surprised he don't play Brandon Boston. That's a fucking scorer. He's a scorer. He's an offensive guy. That's what Ty Lue loves, but he don't play him. It's like Ty Lue got his favorites, and that's all he gonna play. You can tell who he likes.
Yeah, he gonna play. He likes scores and shout out to people. 55 people. He shot over 55 likes, man. If y'all come in here, make sure you guys hit that like button. Please hit the like button to get all the subscribers in here, man. Get more content people in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But piggyback on you in Boston. I think Boston, he likes scoring and offense, but it's definitely in there. He wants to play the vets and he wants to play the older seasoned guys over the young guys. That's what we see more than anything.
Yeah, he falls in love with old dudes. He falls in love with the old dudes, and the sad part is when he falls in love with the old dudes, he goes out every night and loses to all the young dudes. And that ought to be the biggest slap in the face to wake you up on the court. But nah, you still believe in old dudes. You can't stop none of the youth, but you don't play youth. Ty Lue he's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. But hopefully the front office keeps strong arm Terrence Mann on the court. Then Ty Lue ain't gonna have no damn choice but do what he does. But I'm still concerned about this guy, man, because like he wanted. They were so fast to get rid of him in Cleveland. He won that championship, but just as soon as Kyrie and LeBron gone, they was like, "Oh yeah, we didn't want your ass in the first place. Now they gone, you fired. You ain't got but 6 games, your ass is fired. 0-6 and he got fired." I'm still worried about him, man. He doesn't understand what winning basketball is. All he understands is playing the same people over and over and over for the same amount of minutes. Go back to Bones Highland. Bones Highland wasn't drawing fouls like Powell. I agree with that 100%. But Highland was the better player by far than Powell the first week or two of the season. He was outshining Powell. What did he do? He got benched. So not only did Terrence Mann go out and save the damn season in elimination game, not only has Terrence Mann scored 30 before, not only has Rocco scored 30 before, not only has Bones scored 30 before, Terrence Mann scored 20, 30, 15, 40, 12, 18. If you notice the trend, these guys put the ball in the basket, but if Ty Lue don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with you. I mean, Rocco played great. They're over there in Philadelphia loving Rocco, praising the dude. But over here, he can't even get on the court. So you got to understand, Terrence Mann don't know what the fuck to do with no more. Like, he's like, man, I'll do this, and you bench me. So maybe I need to try not to do this, and maybe you won't bench me. Like, so he's just running them psychologically. He's running them in the ground. They don't know what the fuck to do. Like, you can only imagine what Bone Highland's doing right now, sitting on the bench. He's like, man, I just outplayed these fucking dudes on this fucking bench, man. I was outplaying these guys, and I got bent. I got buried in the bench. Like, what do you think that does to his psyche? So when he gets back on the court, he probably thinking to himself, well, fuck, maybe I shouldn't even take no shots tonight. I might just shoot 2 shots and just run around and pass the ball. Ain't no point me putting up 20 points on the board because hell, when I do that, I get benched. Ty Lue's ruining them in the ground. So
Right.
we can only hope that the front office has enough power and persuasion to persuade Ty Lue, because you can't ask for something and the kids do it, and then they get penalized. You know, I've said this a million times. It's like you have kids, right? Your kids go to school, and you've been preaching to them, do this, do this, do that, right? They get into school, they come home with straight A's, and then you bench them. You take the PlayStation away. You take the computer away. They can't have the laptop. Go to your room. You put on the bench. Go to your room for 3 weeks. Man, I came home with straight A's, BJ. What more do you fucking want me to do, bro? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at this point. I might as well come home with C's, aka not shooting the basketball. That's what Ty Lue is doing to this team.
Yeah, what you think about what Alex M said? He said, unfortunately, players making 20 plus million have to play. Young players need to break out on other teams. Certain teams won't allow young players to flourish. That's more management than Ty Lue. And he has a point. Like, I'll tell y'all a little story. So I remember I went to a Division I school. I went to Texas San Antonio. And I actually was, walking on to the team. I didn't have a scholarship. So how they do that is already an unwritten rule that scholarship players have to play. They have to play over the guys who walk on. Why is that? Because the school is paying for these kids to go to school. So if you don't play them and you just sit them on the bench, either one or two things have to happen. Either you have to, find a way to, get them on the court. You're going to overplay them over the walk-on players, or if the walk-on player is a guy that's too good to be a walk-on, you sign him to a scholarship. So basically, it's the same thing when it comes to the NBA. Like, if you're paying a guy, management's paying a guy, 20, 25 million, there is a chance that he will play that guy over the dude who's making, 2 to 5 million, even if he's a little bit better. So it has to be so one-sided that the coach can't deny it. And with Powell being there for, the last 2 seasons, and they actually going out to get him in that Portland trade, Bones, like he says, in a tough spot right now. A lot of them guys in a tough spot. Mir Coffey's been in a tough spot. Musa Diabate, tough spot. Kobe Brown, like all these dudes that's playing around these, these vets and these guys making all this money is really tough.
Okay, so all that is telling me is the coach is getting paid to lose. That you put the coach gets paid to win. If winning means this fuck over here can't do what this fuck over here does, that is what it is. That there's no owner going into no meetings with a coach who's went 73-9 on the season. So say you go 73-9. I'm just using that number because it's a popular number, right? Say you go out here and you win all these games. Do you actually really think you're gonna walk into an owners meeting and that man says, "Hey, start losing games and stop playing here"? No. You know why? Because winning brings tickets and jersey sales. You know what tickets and jersey sales are? Hot dogs and beer and all that sales. You know where those sales prices go? You know where that profit goes? It goes to the owner's pockets. You get paid to win the game. You don't get paid to satisfy a fucking contract. That is ridiculous. Because think about this, BJ. If you pay let's just use Rick Masters as a name. We pay Rick 20 million, right? But I know I can play bus tag. I know I can play him 30 minutes and I win more games. I win more games, the owner becomes richer. The whole object is a business, right? So I ain't buying into that, because if you think coaches are going to just play somebody over a price tag and walk in there and tell the owner, well, sir, y'all paid this man more money, so I got to play him. So we just gonna lose games all year. I'm not buying that. That sounds ridiculous. That sounds like excuses for losing. I'm just not buying it. You because if that's the case, the 76ers got James Harden on the roster. Why get rid of him? The Clippers had Morris all that money. Why get rid of him? They got rid of him because they're trying to win, right? So it that's it. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy for a coach to walk in the owners meeting and said, well, y'all paid this man this much money, so I just plan to lose all year, sir. Sorry for the losses. We're just gonna lose all year. Sorry for your ticket sales. Sorry for your jersey sales. We're just gonna lose all year and run the team in the ground. Just because of this one guy right here. That don't that don't add up to me.
Mm. Well, definitely can't argue with that point. Salute, Cam. What's good, bro? Salute to y'all, man. Y'all hit that like button.
Yo,
Y'all,
salute, BJ.
what's up? What's good, Cam? What's good?
What's good?
What's happening?
Oh yeah, I watched some of the Spurs versus Clippers game. Y'all look good. They look like they're starting to look like a unit. I think the Clippers on a 2-game winning streak. They beat Houston and LA, then they just beat San Antonio on the road. I mean, it's just 2 games, small sample size, but and San Antonio obviously is they're not a good team, but you know, it's good to beat up on bad teams and build chemistry than to lose and um and and not build chemistry. So I mean, the Clippers learning how to win as a team, and I mean, we gonna see, bro. We gonna see over the next 10 to 15 games what's the Clippers record looking like and how they playing on both ends of the floor. But yeah, I feel like still things Clippers could do better. Like I feel like they still could move the ball better, and in situations I think Tyronn Lue could run better lineups at times instead of playing harder and Westbrook minutes. I think he should stagger their minutes because I don't think they're a good fit on the floor together. But I mean, they did pretty good though when it was Harden and Russ, Kawhi. They did pretty good. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the Clippers doing, but so far they've been doing good the past 2 games.
Mm. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna really show itself against. We got back to back against Dallas and New Orleans, and we got Denver, OKC, and Golden State. So that's gonna show itself who's gonna be, who's gonna be who. What's good, T? I guess he left. So, Tom, you still there?
Yeah, I was waiting on him.
Yeah, T. I don't know what you doing, but I think going from here on out with the Clippers, what they're gonna have to do now that they got the starters that they want to get, they got to figure out the rotations, off the bench. So you got Russ, you got Norm, you got Tice, you got Tucker. Those are the 9 guys. So are you good with that rotation right there, Sean? Or you think that they needed to, swap some guys in and out?
No, I ain't good with that because this is why. So if you tried out Westbrook, Powell, Tucker, Thice, Plumlee, however you want to spin it, right? However you want to put them out there. All right, you're already showing me you're not going to play the point of attack defender for 20 minutes. The only reason he played 25 minutes last night was a blowout. He got 5 minutes in garbage time. So really, he only played 20 real minutes. So you're going to trot out a bunch of non-perimeter defenders on the bench, which means you're going to blow leads, right? And here's the other problem. With Powell and Westbrook, same with Bones. If you put any 2 of those 3 on the court, that is a lot of turnovers to be piling up back to back. You're going to blow 10-point leads real quick. because they ain't gonna control the ball. Westbrook, Powell, and Bones are all reckless. They're all gonna turn the ball over. You can probably deal with one of them, two of them maybe, but you need some defense coming off the bench. Yeah, Theis is gonna play D, but Tucker's showing he's old. Plumlee just a disciplined player. He not really no defensive threat. He just gonna put his arms up, stand there flat-footed, and try not to draw any fouls. He not really gonna give you no resistance. And then Westbrook, he gambles all the time. He's not gonna rotate, and he's not gonna box out. He's gonna go to the paint, try to get his rebounds like he's been doing his whole career. That's all he worried about. Powell ain't playing no damn defense. So if I was them, I would go out and get it. I would try to trade Powell Westbrook for Alex Crusoe or 3-and-D guy on that bench, because you got offensive pop out of one of them, right? And then if you did get a guy like Crusoe or somebody else, they're going to bring not only defense, but they bring an offense too. I would go get another defender on that bench, and that's what I'm looking. That's what I think they'll do. When I say a defender, I mean a perimeter defender. That is, because like if you see, like Ken said, we only play in certain teams, bro. I'm still not impressed. We still ain't beat nobody. So as happy as I am about the 2-game winning streak, as happy as it proves to my point that Terrence Mann needs to start, at the end of the day, if you're only going to play the point of attack defender for 20 minutes, you're looking at Harden, Westbrook, Powell. Really, that's your three guards. So you still ain't gonna have no resistance at the point of attack. That's not gonna work versus the top teams, because Kawhi is gonna have to go be the point of attack at that point. Now you're back in the same boat you was in the first place, where Zubac don't have a power forward behind him. That was the same position you already was in. So we got to shore up the defense on the perimeter, because if you're not gonna play T-Man and you're showing us you're not gonna play him, it don't matter if you start, you still ain't playing him. If you're not gonna play him, that shit ain't gonna work. Versus, go do that shit to Sacramento, go do that shit to Denver when they're healthy. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't gonna work. We need another defender off the bench on the perimeter, and I look for that to happen, because it seems like the front office is kind of starting to put people into places where they want to be. Because even if Westbrook requested to go to the bench, I think it came from the management myself. I think Westbrook just saw the writing on the wall that was coming. He beat him to the punch by asking. He knew he was getting benched. But even if Westbrook asked the coach to bench me, that still is not a coach making a smart decision. You see what I'm saying? That's a coach getting put back in the corner, and he had no decision to be made. Or else he still be trotting out the same dumb lineup, and we still be losing games. So I look for them to make a move on the defense. Whether it's, I mean, and like speaking of what the guy said, BJ. All right, so you signed Bones Highland to a contract and you buried him in the bench. He's getting paid money. Get rid of him. Go get a defender who you will put on the court, maybe, or get rid of Westbrook or Powell. Whatever it takes. You have 3 scoring guards on the bench that can score the ball, but you need some defense coming off that damn bench on the perimeter. PJ Tucker's not no perimeter defender no more. Theis, Plumlee, they ain't perimeter defenders. Westbrook, Powell, we done seen Westbrook in the starting lineup and the guards get cooked all night long. We seen that. We done seen that show already. We know Powell not gonna guard nobody. We seen that show already. Bones ain't stopping nobody. We seen that already.
Can I ask a quick question? Do you guys know what the Clippers' salary cap is right now?
Way too high.
Is it over? Is it over?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. No, they ain't got the money to spend like that.
Okay, so that to me, like for example, when he says we gotta get this guy and get rid of this guy, I mean, if they're already over the salary cap, this might explain why they can't get these players that you guys need. You know what I'm saying?
You move money to get money. Like Powell and Westbrook, Bones, PJ Tucker, all these dudes are on contracts. You package them up and you go get like Alex Crusoe is that good of a player. His presence alone bolsters the bench by a long shot. He's that good. And you're going to see that come trade deadline. Matter of fact, I think there's already like 10 to 20 teams trying to get the dude. He's that good of a player. So it don't matter if you lose people. That's irrelevant. Because come playoff time, all championship teams are only going to try it out by 8 players, give or take 1. Sometimes only 7. Once it gets down to nitty gritty, you ain't playing with so many people if you plan on winning. Because the other guys that you're not playing are weak links. That's why they're not playing. So the Clippers got money. You move money to get money, right?
No,
So I mean, you don't just bring on Alex Crusoe's contract and keep it on the team with all the other contracts. No, you got contracts leaving, contracts coming. You got to match the money. That's all you got to do, and that's what the GM gets paid to do. See, us, we don't know the answers because we're not GMs. We don't sit in front of a computer and study contracts all day. But guess what? They do. That's their job. Tell them to go do their job. We want to hear. There's too many excuses made for people getting paid to do stuff that they don't do.
I think one of the possibilities right now could be the owners or the management, the general manager or the vice president, somebody in the upper management is pretty much telling Ty Lue, you know what, you have a decent squad, do something with it.
As they should,
finals,
as they
right?
should.
Or and then if, like, for example, if the owner, it's Ballmer, right? He's a billionaire,
Correct.
so a couple extra, 50 million or whatever in the salary cap, and then the penalty, whatever. Okay, I think he's willing to pay for it. But he has to show something that, like, you know what, we made it to the conference finals. Okay, I'll spend it for next year. I'll spend the extra 50 and then maybe pay another, I don't know what the penalty is, but you know what I'm saying? There has to be some kind of result first, and then he'll spend the money. So if we're questioning these moves, I understand. I can see I'm not a Clippers fan, but I can see that the Clippers are trying to come up and they're putting something together, and they have a 2-win winning streak right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so they're starting to get it together. So I don't know if the management is willing to spend an extra 50 million and then get a penalty in the salary cap or whatever extra money they have to spend. If they like, for example, the Warriors, right? They were in the salary cap every year. They were paying penalties every year, but they were winning. So to the Warriors, it was worth it. So I think that's why maybe these moves aren't being made, because I think they want results first, or else Ty Lue's going to get fired, and they're going to bring somebody else to kind of get those results that they need.
That's right. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's kind of what I was hoping. They would keep losing games. The faster he gets out of here, the faster better decisions be made. Because the fact that the front office has to make a decision for you only makes me question what all other shit is going on that you're having to be babysitting. And you got to remember, Bombers already showed he gonna spend the money. So, but remember, a trade don't mean you're acquiring more money. Trades also can mean you're dumping off money. Just because you make a trade, and remember, the trade deadline is far away. That's why I say I expect, knowing what the front office is doing to Ty Lue, how they strong arm him every time we turn around, I'm expecting another move to be traded for more defense by the trade deadline, which is what I would do. But I think they can win with this team. It's just, why make it harder than it has to be? Go out and get another perimeter defender, because when T-Man comes out of the game, you're going to need a defender on the court. Because if you think Harden, Westbrook, and Powell is going to suffice a winning championship backcourt, man, them guards are going to destroy them. We already gave up 100 points to 2 guards in one damn game because we didn't want to start Terrence Mann. That's just crazy. I don't see Malik Monk hanging 50 on nobody else. Motherfucker hanging 50 on us because we can't stop nobody on the perimeter. Kawhi can't do but so much. He can only guard one person at a time. But I mean, I guess it's good news that Terrence Mann is the start lineup. That's a more positive news than what we had a week ago. That's for sure.
Let me ask you a question. So, my man Alex, he just came into the building. So, this, I think, is your first time. So, welcome on to the show, man. So, how'd you find this show, and who was your team?
Oh, I was on FYF maybe a week and a half ago, and then I guess the algorithm just started throwing podcasts and shows at me, and I was just clicking through, like it popped up one time on my feed, and I clicked, and then I was like, yeah, let me just start typing some stuff, and then you kind of like highlighted one of my comments, and I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, well, let me see if we could just talk basketball. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure, for sure. So, who your team?
Well, I'm originally from LA, so I'm a Lakers fan, but right now I'm in the Bay, so kind of like a Lakers fan. I'm an NBA fan first,
Word, word.
Lakers fan, and then a Warriors fan. So that's pretty much my, you know. But like I said, I'm an NBA fan, so I want to see the Clippers come up. I want to see the Heat. Honestly, I want to see Jimmy Butler win a ring, bro. You know, I want to see good basketball, bro. I want that competition to be at the highest level. So
Nah, word up, word up.
yeah.
So let me ask you this with the Clippers. So what do you see the Clippers as far as what's your opinion on the team from what you've been seeing?
Um, as a fan looking from afar in, they've struggled, and they're the Clippers, man. I mean, as a Laker fan, they're the little brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, but I know they have obviously the talent is there, man. I did, I just don't get it why they can't get it together. Like I said, like dude was saying, I don't know if it's the coaching, if it's the management, but there's some sort of I don't know. I don't want to say curse, but you know how people talk about the Clippers that they have that
Yeah, I've heard about
that
it. Yeah.
franchise curse. You know what I'm saying? It's just they can't just do it. I believe a little bit in that, but I don't really I don't really think it's like reality. It's just something is just not like clicking like it should. But also too, I wanted to ask you guys: Jerry West is part of the management, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
he's part of the management.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, I can see that's why all these players are getting put together, and I the missing piece, bro, has to be some management owner kind of sticking his hands in there. You know what I'm saying? And kind of trying to move the pieces himself instead of letting Jerry West down to Ty Lue or whatever the chain of command is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting them do that, there has to be some sort of like manipulation going on because I don't understand how the Clippers should be better than this, bro. Straight up, and they're not. So there has to be some questions.
So let me ask you this. So aside from the injuries, so I mean basically my opinion is the injuries is what's kept them for the last couple 2-3 seasons from really getting the championship. 2021, I felt like that was the year for the Clippers. Definitely win the championship. They would have beat Phoenix, and I think just by what I've saw with Kawhi versus Giannis, I thought Kawhi would have took Giannis out in the finals again, and then we have their first title, but that didn't happen. Kawhi misses the second year in 2022, the whole year, and then 2023 last year, y'all saw what the meniscus mysteriously happened at the worst possible time. So I think personally, just been injuries at the wrong time, which has kept this team. Which is funny. They've been both healthy throughout the season so far. So that's definitely encouraging to see. But what's your take on the whole Kawhi PG? How do you feel about them two as players individually?
Yeah. So individually, I mean Kawhi. I mean, I'm a Kawhi fan. I liked what he did at the Spurs, what he did in Toronto. So to
Mhm.
me, I know he can step up. He can he could do what's needed to when it's called upon. PG, I believe he's had trouble in the playoffs, right? A few years, and kind of came up short a little bit when it was. I think he was in OKC, and there was some kind of. I'm not quite sure, but there. To me, bro, it's chemistry. I believe that
Mhm.
chemistry is like if everybody knows what everybody else is doing on the court. I believe, and with this talent, bro, this should be in the Western Conference Finals every year.
That they should.
They should.
That's why now again, this comes back to just simply just being healthy. They have to make up for the years that they did not get a chance to compete. We haven't seen them compete as far as Kawhi and PG together since the bubble. So 3 years it's been injury to either Y or it's been an injury to PG, which was last year. So we haven't seen them actually be able to compete and finish a whole playoff series together. So now you're looking at Kawhi's 32 and PG 33. They got to do at least another 2-year run at least to make up for the last few years that they haven't been able to stand in the playoffs.
I agree, but to me, like, I understand the injuries, but like the start of the season, it should have been better than 6-0. There's
Mhm.
to me, there's no excuse for that. The 6-0. I mean, 0-6. So I mean, when they got Westbrook and then they got Harden, I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. And right now it's 2-0, so it's starting to get together. And if they can, I, they could, bro, they could go to the finals, bro, if they can get it together. Who? Oh, I'm sorry, the Western Conference Finals, at least to probably against Denver. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They can get there because I don't. Who else? Who would be the second seed in the West right now? Like a lock.
Well, they don't really have right now. It's the Timberwolves are number one, and then Thunder's number two. That's why, like right now, it's hard to really get a good glimpse because I don't. They're damn sure not going to be the top two seeds at the end of the year.
Exactly. No, I mean, obviously Denver's always. I think it's since they're the champions and they have Jokic, it's kind of like, well, they're the favorites to go to the West
Right.
until they're not in the West. I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody knocks them off, they're always
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
that. That favorite. Well, to me, anyways. And
No. No.
as
No. You absolutely right. Until somebody knocks out the champions, they are the favorites. That's how it goes.
and to me, like the second seed. Well, everybody below that, it's a race.
Mhm.
So anybody, like you said, the Timberwolves, there could be a sleeper team like the Rockets. So, but
Mm.
I believe with this talent, bro, the Clippers could get in there.
So did you think it was the best idea for Harden to come off for Westbrook to come off the bench, or you think it would have been if Harden came off the bench?
That man, I still when I heard that that was Westbrook's idea, right? He came to Ty Lue and told him that, right? Supposedly.
Yeah, yeah, he came to the
Okay.
coaching staff.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how Westbrook would. I mean, if he did do that, then I commend him. Salute to him for putting the team first. If
Hmm.
that, you know what I'm saying? Because that
Hmm.
takes a lot for Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double, to kind of be like, all right, well, you know what? There's Harden now, and there's Kawhi, and there's PG. I'll take a step back. So
Hmm.
on that side, I mean, salute to him for that. But it, I don't I don't
I
know
don't know
enough.
if I believe that.
I'm 50-50
We
on
know
that.
you. We know you don't believe it,
You know.
Thomas.
So what you think the management did that, or how?
Hell yeah, I think management did it.
Oh damn! I mean,
They did it last year. They got tired of shit last year and strong armed him. I believe is it BJ's got the screenshot. They reports. See, that's the problem. Media is only going to put out what's toxic or drama or get a lot of views, right? So if they get out, if a report comes out and this report knows it's going to get more views, they're going to hype it up. There's other reports going around that came out that didn't get hyped up by media. That says the front office pretty much strong arm this. That comes from Clipper insiders or Clipper media. But the mainstream media didn't hype it up like they did when the Westbrook news broke.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
why.
two different reports out there.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because you guys would more north since you guys are on the inside, and it's it's not in Westbrook's nature to be like, you know what, I'm gonna sit on the bench,
Yeah, I ain't buying that shit.
But
I mean,
also,
the man just a game or two before that was seen pouting on the bench while the team was cheering. He was over there with his head down, and then he was like shaking his head, saying, "Damn, he had to come off the court." When they took him off the court, yeah. I mean, either way, Ty Lue still ain't playing it right. I mean, it don't matter whose idea it was. He still ain't playing the point of attack defender like he needs to be playing. And like I said, like Ken said, We ain't really beat nobody. All our wins this year, they ain't really no stand up win. I guess you could say what's our best win, BJ? The Houston win, I guess. Oh, that's a winning team, winning record.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah,
Definitely Houston.
ain't nobody in the NBA impressed by that. So we still got to see. But BJ, what's the schedule coming up? You said we gonna see when Terrence Mann comes off the court. BJ was telling me the schedule earlier today. We playing some teams with some high perimeter offense power coming up these next couple games.
Hmm. Yeah, we got New Orleans on Friday. We got Dallas on Saturday. Then we got Denver, uh, OKC, and Golden State.
Yeah, keep taking Terrence Mann out the game early in the game, only playing 20 minutes. See what happens. You're gonna be watching Westbrook, Powell, and Harden get fried the fuck up on defense, and then everybody gonna be wondering like, what the hell happened? And see, this the thing. This is why I would take up for Westbrook. I'm finna take up for Westbrook. Check this out. See, you keep benching T-Man and only playing 20 minutes. You know what the narrative gonna be? And I'm gonna take up for Westbrook on this part. The narrative gonna be T-Man's off the court. They put Westbrook back in the court, playing him and Harden and Powell playing, and T-Man not playing. They're gonna start blaming Westbrook when the Clippers start losing games because they can't stop the perimeter. But it ain't gonna be Westbrook's fault. It's gonna be Ty Lue's fault. But Westbrook gonna catch this blame coming off of this shit. And I ain't no Westbrook fan. I ain't no Paul George fan. But I would take up for them boys when it's time to take up for them. Paul George been cooking this year. I give him his flowers. But Westbrook about to catch a narrative he don't want. Keep taking Terrence Mann out of the game. Watch what happens. You gonna see. Now I think CJ McCollum out. So the Pelicans probably gonna be abusing us on the inside. I would imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody can let me know. But the other teams and Jamal Murray's out, so we might scathe by that. But Curry, Kyrie, Luka. I would imagine Kawhi gonna have to get on Luka, but again, we just saw Kawhi have to tell Ty Lue, "Hey, your shit ain't working, bum. I'm taking over. I'm guarding Luka from now on." We like this. The thing we had so many players or front office have to strong arm Ty Lue. How many times do we have to see this before it's just plain as day what the problem is? We done seen it. Rondo got BJ said Rondo got into it with Ty Lue before. Kawhi done strong on him. The front office strong on him last year. And we sitting here right now 50-50 on whether Westbrook or the front office strong on Ty Lue. Either way, Westbrook strong on him, said, I'm going to go to the bench, or the front office strong on Ty Lue, said Westbrook going to the bench. However you want to spin it, it was a strong arm on Ty Lue. So, we going to see. You keep taking Terrence Mann off the court, you're going to be right back in the boat you was at. All these guards finna start frying our ass, and then we're going to wonder what's going on. And Westbrook going to catch the heat for that. So I'm taking up for Westbrook. You got to say I'm taking up for him this time.
Yeah, you are. That's a new thing for you. As we get in here, man, we have over 60 people. Let's get them likes up, over 60 likes. We got my man, big fan Breezy on here. Brooklyn Nets fan. What's good, Breezy?
Chilling, man. Shout to y'all. I was enjoying the show. I was listening to it from like the beginning. Shout to the panel. Shout to the chat.
What's good, Breezy?
Chilling, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I had pulled up because I had seen the Pagan 180 his comment. He said what he said. He said something like it's a bus or that's how we playing the game. Like, oh, here you go. He said we got no time, BJ. It's chip or bust from here on out. Well, it's been that way, to be honest. So
Mm-hmm.
so what I pulled up to say was like, so what if it's how the fan base feel about, even if it was a restart, you see how the Brooklyn Nets, we were championship contending teams and or contending team, and then you know what I'm saying, we more so like a playoff contending team right now. Case in point is, the fan base, like, is the fan base cool with that, or does just the fan base care about being a championship team? Like, or do the fan base would it be cool with, you know what I'm saying, trying to regroup or start from the draft. And because and the reason why I'm asking that heavy emphasis on what you guys were saying about man, I believe he's a draft pick, right?
Yeah, he's a draft pick.
Right. So my point is, it's like this all of this stock and y'all winning on free agents, respectfully, and you know what I mean. But if you don't, I feel like a lot of the success that come from these teams be from the draft and the players that they get from the draft. And if the fans are asking for Terrence Mann to play, you know what I'm saying? He get love, you know what I mean, from Brooklyn. So, you know what I mean? You got love for Terrence Mann, man. I just think if y'all don't put stock in y'all draft picks, historically, teams do better when they they you know what I mean, put stock in their draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so I'm saying all that to say to agree with y'all as fans. You know what I mean? That yeah, I think y'all should put stock in y'all draft pick. I think, you know what I mean. If y'all don't, you know what I'm saying. It could be costly. You know what I mean? But that's it.
yeah. Nah,
They've already earned some playing time too, Breezy. That's the problem, man. What more does Terrence Mann have to do to earn his respect to play? Man, they put Coffee in the game in the starting lineup a couple years ago when everybody was hurt. That man Coffee was shining, Breezy. That's the point.
He a
It's
draft
it's
pick
all
too.
it's all on the damn coach, but the coach don't want to hear that shit, man.
Coffee a draft pick too.
Yeah,
he a draft pick.
So y'all
yeah, and
got
he was.
two good players that's draft picks, and they don't get no run like that.
They don't get
I don't
no
know. I
run.
don't know why Terrence Mann ain't.
I don't know.
He's done everything right. I don't know what it is. He don't. The
So
man has
hold
done
on.
everything right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bro, it has to be management, bro. I'm a Raiders fan, so I don't know if you know about Al Davis, man. He pretty, even though he had coaches, man, he controlled that team like he was the coach. You know what I'm saying? So I know all about this. Who's playing, who's not. Why are they making these moves? Why are they getting what's that dude? Jamarcus Russell. You know why are they getting these players? You know what I'm saying? So it's the owner, the management. In case of the Raiders, it was the owner, right? So in this case, when you have moves and players are not playing, and this person's sitting out, and you have these crazy things that why isn't this guy playing? There's something else going on, and I believe it's above Ty Lue. If, like you said, Terrence Mann, you know, these are players that should be, what do you call it? Like, they should be promoted. You know what I'm saying? They should be lifting them up so they can be like better role players, or even, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Can
better
I
than they are.
counteract that? The front office is the same people that put Terrence Mann on the court last year, not Ty Lue. So and Al Davis is very, very, very hands on, and he's just like Jerry Jones. They let it be known they gonna be hands on. Ballmer's nothing like that. He's not
So
hands on. He sits on the sideline in his chair. He don't go over there and talk to the GM. He don't go over there and talk to the coach. He minds his business. And the front office put the youth on the court last year.
let me ask
Ty.
you. I want to ask you. So when the last time a draft pick got run for real, like got busy, put up numbers that got
T-Man, that's it. Coffee did well.
before them, before this whole iteration of the Clippers, like who was, you know what I mean? Blake Griffin, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Blake Griffin.
DeAndre and Blake, I guess.
right.
But
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
that's
DeAndre.
different.
saying. So that's what I'm saying.
That's different owners though. That's a whole different group. That don't even
Right.
count.
Right. So what I'm saying is they found success in getting players out the draft pick. I mean, at the draft opposed to free agents. Like, I'm saying that because the Brooklyn Nets, they're really good at the draft picks, but not so much with the free agents. We got better with the Lonnie Walker signing and make the Brooklyn Nets look good. Like, they know what they're doing, they do. But Lonnie Walker, he's gonna be in that 6-man conversation all year long, all season long. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only saying that to say the strength of the team, double down and on that's the way I think it is with the Brooklyn Nets is the draft picks. I think it's with the Clippers too. But y'all not focus on your draft picks. Y'all focus on free agents getting more run than draft picks. I think that's you know what I mean? That's not always gonna work.
You know
Well,
something I noticed too. You know something I'm here, but I know something. Terrence Mann ain't never really. He's always had to play behind a Hall of Famer. Since he's been here, one thing, another thing. He played behind Rondo. he had to play behind Wall. He played behind Westbrook. Now here comes Hart. Like he every time he does something good, here comes they sign like a all-star, former all-star trying to help win now. So that puts a monkey wrench in the plan for him to actually break out of his shell. I thought when he got to that conference finals, I thought he was gonna be the most improved player the next year. Here comes John Wall. Here comes Westbrook. Here comes James Harden. Like he can never get a rhythm.
That's
Never
all
get a
on the
rhythm.
coach. Because the thing is, Breezy, it's real simple how the Clippers can win with all the free agent signings. This shit ain't hard, man. It ain't hard. It's real simple what to do.
So hold on, let me ask, like, let me. What's the fan base like? Like, for instance, we got players like, you know what I mean, Mikal Bridges. He from like Villanova. He like from over there for real. But it's like y'all got 4 guys from California. Like, I'm just expected to be, you know what I mean, like
Wow.
big love. You know what I mean? Like, I
Wow.
don't, y'all probably know him from college. You know what I'm saying? Those players they went, but not that they went straight there. But it just goes to show, if y'all gonna have all of those players from California wind up on your team, maybe y'all should just be looking at them in the draft picks now. You feel me? Like looking at them and looking at the college teams in California and see who they should draft. You think they'll be wrong for that, BJ, or that's a
They
stretch?
don't. They like you said. They don't. I mean, there's 5 dudes. So it's Kawhi, Russ, Harden, PG, and then Norm. He from San Diego. So you got
Okay.
and Brandon Boston. He went to high school out here in L.A. So
Um.
it's all West Coast out here. But like you said, and like what Sean said, they're not looking at the draft. They're looking at Kawhi and PG. The new arena's coming in next year, right there in Inglewood. And what they trying to do is have these dudes sign an extension. They're already doing that behind the scenes, but they're not going to say that because Steve Ballmer has to hold his spot and say they got to actually bring us but they already looking to sign these two to an extension
hmm.
unless something dramatic just happens. Because it's like you got to have stars coming into that new arena. Like okay, so you guys moving to the Barclays, but y'all did a little bit different, huh? Like Breezy, y'all have to bring
Well,
like
hold on, but
young
see,
guys.
okay, right, but that's on the business side. That happened with the Paul Pierce situation and all that. I mean, if you ask me from a fan perspective, and again, not a business perspective, but a fan perspective, it went bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know they did it to fill seats because the Barclays just got to Brooklyn. I get it. You feel me? I get it. But nah, I think I think the fan base, like for instance, we got Tyreek Whitehead. You feel me? He from Jersey. Like, we love Tyreek Whitehead. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting no minutes yet because he, in the G League recovering. But case in point is them hometown guys. You know what I mean? I think NBA teams should, you know what I mean? Look at these players. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that he went to that school. That's right over here. You know what I mean? That's just me, man. I don't know. You know what I'm
So
saying? They,
you more into the development. You more into the development, or you more into the free agent,
I'm not,
or is it both?
I'm into the draft. I'm not even you know, I'm not even a fan of college basketball like that, where I could give you articulate a whole, you know what I mean, conversation about college basketball. But what I will say is, watching NBA players get their opportunity from the draft, i.e. Cam Thomas, this is why, I started having this conversation about how the draft pick is kind of more relevant to the free agent. And it's definitely an argument. I mean, not an argument, but you could
Mm-hmm.
see it both ways. But the case in point is there's a lot of success that teams have building from the draft. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
Yeah,
of, we don't have to go through them all. But
And
case in point,
that's how it go.
yeah, but case in point is, I think a lot of times you get those players because of like the CBA with the rules and how the contracts go and all that. You benefit as a team getting these talented players from the draft and doing the player development, opposed to
All right.
getting a free agent where their priority is to get the contract, opposed to a draft pick who priority is to earn the contract. You feel me?
Mm.
So I
Yeah,
think I think
I
that's the difference, man. So
I prioritize myself in the draft as well. But with this team, I kind of see it's like we in win now mode. So it's now about when Kawhi and PG leave, then I'll be like, all right, let's go ahead and look to develop. But the thing with Thomas said, like Ty Lue don't develop none of our draft picks. They don't develop Brandon Boston, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann. Like none of these Xavier Moon, none of these guys were like actually developed. So I don't think they really take that serious.
No. I was looking at your comment.
What?
Pagan said, "I ain't with that hometown." He said, "I ain't with that hometown shit." I'm crying.
Yeah, he bugging.
I think, especially with, like, for example, with the Warriors, right? Jerry West was with the Warriors, and he pretty much built that team. The Warriors, Curry, Clay, Draymond. That was the foundation, and then through the draft, that's where they pretty much got their foundation from. So, and then they got Iguodala, a free agent or whatever. I'm not sure if he was a free agent or a trade, but they picked him up. He wasn't drafted. So, for you guys, Jerry West is there. So, what was the assignment? Was it get players or build?
He the figurehead. Jerry West is literally staying out the way and letting Lawrence Frank and them do their job. That's what he's a figurehead.
So if like, for example, if the owner or whoever made the decision, hey, we got to get these players, then it's going to be difficult to get the role players that you need because you already have. I don't know how many. Like right now, what are the weaknesses that the Clippers need right now? They need defense role players or
they weakness. I mean, they don't need no more offense. They got enough offense. Their whole thing, they need possibly a power forward, possibly, but with Terrence Mann to start in lineup, if he plays him enough, then we probably can get away with it. But I'll say the weakness on our team is the coach. Like, honestly, that's our weakness. That's all.
Okay, so if Ty Lue, who would you replace with Ty Lue, either midseason or, for example, next year?
First of all, that's not for us to answer. Second of all, I would go get Jared Jack off my Hawks bench. He's an assistant hire from Snyder High. But you again, see, this is the problem with fans. You can't ask, and don't take this personal, but you can't ask dumb questions like that because it's not our job to scout every coach. We all work 9 to 5, right? We don't have time to sit in front of a computer and watch game after game and call these players up and ask to speak. Hey, man, how did this assistant handle you over here? How did that assistant handle you over there? We don't have time for that. We got to work 9 to 5. You can't ask a ridiculous question that we're not going to know the answer to. We all would have our one favorite guy, right? But that's one guy. But you're not doing a true analyst of all coaches, assistant coaches, if you only have one guy stuck in your head that you like. That's like being a fan of a player, and that's the only player you like. See, me, I'm not like that. I love Terrence Mann. That's what the Clippers need to win. I'll trade him right now today for Alex Caruso. Why? Because I'm not just biased to Terrence Mann. I just know what Terrence Mann does for this team, for this roster, for right now that no other player on this team is going to do. It's just like I was telling the guy in the chat. Kobe wasn't doing what Metta World Peace and Derek Fisher does. You know why? Every champion needs that player. When LeBron went to Miami, they couldn't win. They went and got Shane Battier. You know why? He done all the dirty work for Miami. LeBron didn't do the dirty work. D-Wade, when he won, he had players that do dirty work. When Kawhi was in Toronto, he had guys that done dirty work. You know, you had Danny Green. You had before Fred VanVleet became popular, you had guys who hustled. Kyle Lowry taking charges. Those guys do dirty work. Every champion is going to need it, or you're never going to be a champion. Kobe ain't doing a damn thing by himself. Rest in soul, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Jordan had Dennis Rodman. When he didn't have Dennis Rodman, they had a guy over there. A lot of you guys probably don't know about it. His name was Chuck Bushler or something like that. The white guy, nitty gritty. He hustled. He shot the ball. See, everybody only watches ESPN. That's all y'all. That's not y'all, but that's all they know. Box scores. Westbrook had a triple double. Luka had a triple double. These guys are losers. They're not winning. Even Harden is, and I'm a Harden fan. But at the end of the day, I'd be lying if I say, okay, Westbrook and Luka got all these triple doubles. Y'all suck. You can't win. If I didn't say the same shit about Harden.
Yeah, but
So
I agree
stars don't win. The dirty guys
with.
have to be there, or your
Yeah.
star is going to never win nothing at all. It goes for Kobe. It goes for LeBron. It goes for Jordan. It goes for Bill Russell. It goes for Kareem. Every team has a guy. Giannis had PJ Tucker. Giannis, see, a lot of people don't know this. Giannis got demoted. I've said this a million times. He got demoted off of, and Breezy knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Giannis got demoted because Kevin Durant was frying his ass. They put PJ Tucker on Kevin Durant, and I'm not saying PJ Tucker is going to lock Kevin Durant down every time he plays, so don't get stupid. The point is, they put Tucker over there to do the dirty work so Giannis can go do what Giannis is supposed to do, which means concentrating on dominating the game his way.
Right.
He can't do what PJ Tucker did and do what he did. Kobe couldn't either.
Right.
Derek Fisher was a crucial part. That's why Fisher never went nowhere. You think Kobe letting him leave? Me and BJ talking about this today, and BJ was like, "Yeah, man, I see what you're saying, man. Curry ain't letting Draymond leave. You know why? Curry ain't worth a fuck without Draymond. These stars ain't winning shit without the dirty work. That's why I say Terrence Mann has to play. Nobody else on the team is going to do that, dog.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And again, y'all said him and Coffee, so it's just like I'm paying attention to the draft picks, man. I think I'm gonna start following college basketball, man, because of Cam Thomas, man. He's a big reason why. You know what I mean? When I was vlogging on the Brooklyn Nets and seeing who we were gonna get and watched him in the summer league, and then I just watched his whole career, and then I just followed up on what he was before he went to college and all that. He was like been nice, like, and these players, they talented, man, and in college, it says a lot. Like Mikal Bridges, he just got his jersey retired in Villanova because he was a champion as a freshman and a senior, right? So now his role changed to something like it was then. When he was a rookie, he played more of a red shirt. He was the best perimeter defender, but before he got there, I think he was like averaging the most in high school or something wild like that. But he had to play a role. You feel what I'm saying? So even if they, case in point is what I'm trying to get to. It's like, yeah, when you get to the league, you're going to play a role, and he probably not going to let you do what you want to do. Like, however you got to the NBA, they not going to let you do that. Like, they want to develop you a different way. But sometimes things change, and I think that's, what I'm saying, what happened with Cam Thomas. You know what I mean? They was like, oh, how you supposed to play with Kyrie and KD? And I seen it. He fits well with them. Anyways, case in point is, what they did was have to cater to his style of basketball, because now he's the 1A guy on the offensive side of the ball. We just wanted, as fans, wanted to see it work with KD and Kyrie. You feel what I mean? It was like an or thing instead of an and thing. So I don't know, man. These kids should get their opportunities, man. Even if they got quote unquote veterans or free agents from what I mean, accomplished other things on other teams, don't mean they're gonna do it on that team. Let me ask you this: who play harder? You know what I mean? The player that's drafted or the free agent?
I mean, definitely the drafted player. Definitely, always, 100%.
I'm
Because
just saying.
he ain't snipped that first check yet. So he still got that underground mindset. He ain't tasted that mill yet. So it's always gonna be the drafted player. But let me go to my man Bubba in the building, man. 76er fan. What's good, Bubba?
What up, BJ? I mean, I just wanted to ask Breezy a quick question because he said
What
that
you
the
do?
Clippers.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said the Clippers had success in the draft, and my question is like, what do you consider success? Do they have to go win a championship? Like, what do you consider success?
Success as are these guys we could build around. We drafted these guys, and we could get other players that complement their style of basketball, because he was a good draft pick. He's doing exactly what we need him to do. He plays our style of basketball. He represents us. That's what they call like a franchise player, like AI, like your avatar. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it's not about winning championships to you. It's just
no. I mean, it's culture building. Before you, it's not like you can microwave a championship. Even the last champions in Murray and Jokic, we speak highly on them, but they were together for like 6-7 seasons before they actually won that championship. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I meant by what I said. I mean, AI even like how long did it take AI to go to the finals? Now you didn't win a championship, but respectfully, you went to the finals.
Yeah, 5.
5. So respectfully, so if you got a draft pick you believe in, is it fair to say give him 5 years to try to win a championship?
Nah.
Should AI set that standard? What should it be? You feel what I'm saying? But I don't know. All teams don't want to, they don't. They look at draft picks like I'd rather get a free agent than have a draft pick. I don't know. People don't want to. People don't want to build their team up from the ground up. You know what I mean? From the mud. And I'm saying they be trying to. I mean, if it work, it work. I respect that. I'm just saying for the Brooklyn Nets, it did not work.
It should be a process. When you said, "What does it take?" It should be a process. Like for example, Michael Jordan, right? When he first got into the league, he couldn't get past the Celtics and the Pistons, right? So it was a process. He would get booted out in the first round, then he would move up to the second round, then he'd get booted up in the second round. So yeah, the Bulls started putting in, bringing in role players to fit. Then he would go to the Eastern Conference Final. He would get booted out, right? Until he finally got over that threshold. Same thing with the Warriors, right? They couldn't get past the Clippers. I think a couple seasons before they won in 2015. They would lose to the Spurs, right? Same thing. It's a process. You have to progress through the playoffs to build yourself. And then, hey, I need Andre Iguodala, Hey, I need Leandro Barbosa. Hey, I need David Bell, right? David Bell.
David Lee.
I'm sorry, David Lee, right? So it's a process when you have a good foundation to pick up these certain players that are gonna, like for Harrison Barnes, they picked up Harrison Barnes, and he was like I don't really want to say, but he was like a miniature Kevin Durant, in the making. So these are the players that kind of, how do I say it, helped build that progression. And sometimes it fails because with the Warriors, you had that good dude, Jordan Bell, right? He was supposed to be another Draymond Green, and he crashed out.
Right.
So it doesn't always work out how you think it is, but sometimes you get lucky, like the Warriors, and you get lucky with Denver. You got Jokic and Murray, and then they picked up Gordon, right? And they picked up Michael Porter, right?
They drafted.
Yeah, I'm saying they drafted, but they got him from they got him to the draft. So it's a progression, and it takes time. But I know right now, the Lakers, the Clippers, they don't have time, right?
Right, exactly.
Because Kawhi's knees, bro, or his whatever. What is this? He's got deteriorating knees, right? Kawhi.
It's deteriorating knee. Yeah, one.
Okay, so his knees are on. His knees his days are numbered. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. They got to do this, but you have to get those role players. And to get those role players, like Dude was saying, that you need a Draymond Green, like a Dennis Rodman, like. So that dude Terrence Mann could be it, but you also need other role players. You need a Ron Harper, you need a Andre Iguodala, a Barbosa, a Sean Livingston. You know what I'm saying? You need that other players also. When Steph Curry comes out, Sean Livingston comes in, and it keeps the same flow of the game, and it makes it seem like Steph Curry when he went out, he's not even out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still the same system, the same process.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Every time Golden State won a championship, they went out and signed 2 or 3 extra people, man. You never settle just because you win. You never settle because you get close. You never settle for nothing.
Right.
BJ said it best today. You go ask Curry who the biggest glue guy on that team is. He ain't gonna say himself, and he ain't gonna say Klay Thompson. You know who he gonna say? The dirty work dude, Draymond Green. That's the heart and soul of that team. Curry know that, and that's why he praises Draymond every time he speaks. They know what it is, bro. But man, Steve Kerr was on this show, and shout out to BJ. He gets more fucking celebrity stars on this show than any of y'all's favorite damn YouTubers. Steve Kerr was on this show and told us. Well, I take that back. I'm lying. He didn't tell us. It came out later after the show was over, days down the road, that he told somebody behind the scenes at the pull up, Draymond was going nowhere. They finna sign him. They signed the dude like 24 hours later. Golden State knows what the deal is, man. They know what it is. They ain't never gonna win nothing without Draymond over there, unless they replace Draymond with another Draymond, and they know that. You got to have
Yeah.
those dirty, gritty guys, bro, on every team. If you don't, you're going to lose. Ask LeBron,
Yo,
ask Kobe, ask
yo,
Curry,
hold
all
on.
that, bro.
Yeah,
Never.
I just wanted to add to what you said because I said this on my stream the other day. I was like, yo, from now on, because it's a play on words. I was like, we play at the Barclays. That's where the Nets play. They play at the Barclays. And then I was like, yo, if you don't got that dog in you, you can't play at the Barclays. Bark dog. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I'm
Facts.
serious about that. Like, if you don't have that hunger, like everybody on this team should have something to prove. I think that's the identity of the Nets. They everybody got something to prove. Like, we gotta sign Lonnie Walker the way he's been playing. Again, I think he's gonna be heavy in 6 man of the year of the season conversations. And yeah, man, I think he's somebody that we could build around. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a draft pick, he's a free agent. So there are situations where the free agents, you know what I'm saying? They pull up, you know what I mean? and they be ready. You feel what I'm saying? So
You can build a team anyway, man. You can build a team. The Heat built the championship team. Go to state. Even though they had Draymond, they went out there begging for KD. You can build teams, bro. You can build. You can build any type of. It ain't got to be all through the draft. You can build teams like Denver Nuggets did through the draft, but you also can go out and build a super team like LeBron does everywhere he goes, and win championships that way. You don't have to use draft picks, Breezy. It's an option though. It's an option. But you got to have a dog on the team. I don't give a damn. Andre Iguodala, he came over there doing dirty work for Golden State. He wasn't drafted there. Draymond was drafted there, but Iguodala was crucial back in them days. When shit got real, they put Iguodala on Kawhi and LeBron. They didn't put Draymond on it. They didn't put Curry on. Why didn't Curry guard him? You know what I'm saying? That's not how it goes. Kobe used Derek Fisher and Metta World Peace do the dirty work. No star is doing dirty work, and you can do that shit in free agency. Metta World Peace went drafted to the Lakers, I don't think. But you can. There's two ways to build a team, bro. LeBron, the Boston Celtics, when they won the championship before LeBron, the boys went drafted there. They bought them, but they brought dirty work guys with them. You know what I'm saying? There's two ways to build a championship team. It don't have to be through the draft, but I ain't hating on the Nets. I hope they build through the draft and win something. That's cool, but the topic, bro, you got to have the nitty gritty, the guy who does the dirty work. And as of right now, unless the trade happens, that's what Terrence Mann is.
Yeah. Let me go to Ashton. And great points by Breezy and Sean. And let me go to Ashton real quick. What's good, bro? Welcome to the show.
Oh man, thanks for having me. My first time on here, so salute to all y'all on here. Y'all doing pretty good right now in this conversation.
It's good, Ash.
It's good, man. I really like what this team right now with Daniel Theis, the addition with the Clippers have right now. I think Ty Lue did a smart thing because, like, if you notice, he would stagger Paul George. Paul George would be the first one to come out so he can come off the bench with Russell Westbrook and Norman Powell now. So Paul George can focus on being more aggressive coming off the bench. I mean, playing with Russ and Norman Powell when they have that little lineup going. So I think it's smart. So in the starting lineup, you can have like Kawhi, James Harden focus on offense, and Paul George can be that third option. But when he's in the second unit with Russell Westbrook and Norman Powell, he can be the first option, while Russ and Norman Powell can just feed off him. And Daniel Theis is such a great pickup for us because he brings a lot more versatility to us in the offense. Because sometimes Zoo kind of struggles on the offense. He kind of plays. I don't want to say he plays like a small, but he plays like too small, and he'll get blocked by guys that get smaller than him and everything. And when all he just need to do is dunk the basketball when he just throw drop ball passes, maybe pump faking way too much, he get himself in trouble. Daniel Theis doesn't do that. He catches it, goes up, and dunks it or lays the ball up, and he's a good passer. He reminds me of Hartenstein when we used to have Isaiah Hartenstein. Like he can pass the ball off cuts and everything. So I really like the team right now. I don't think we can mess with anything right now. Maybe if the buy market happens later on in the season, we can find ourselves another player to add on later on. But right now, I like what this team is doing. and hope we can keep winning and stay get progress better in the Western Conference. Since we're 5-7 now. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to be above 500 by the end of this month. That's the goal. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
This 7-game stretch is going to be tough, though, man. Right here, it's going to prove a lot. Right here.
Let me pull up the schedule so y'all can see what's going on. Y'all can keep
Right.
going up.
We got the Kings, Denver,
Think we got
Lakers. I think.
Pelicans on Friday.
Yeah, Pelicans too.
Yeah. But just handle our business against San Antonio tomorrow, and move on to Friday, and I think we can beat. I think we could beat New Orleans. We should not sweat a little bit because New Orleans, even though New Orleans did beat Sacramento by 37 points, they did beat them on a back-to-back. So can't you just got to just focus on just keep getting better. Terrence Mann eventually gonna get his shot going. Right now, he's just being I feel like he's been what Nick Batum was for us before Nick Batum got traded. He's just doing every little thing that he needs to do to help us win, and eventually his shot is gonna start going in, and I think we'll be solid right there when you get him going in to start a lineup. Let's see. Yep, Pelicans on Friday, then Denver on Tuesday. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's the schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dallas, Denver, Sacramento, and then the Warriors twice.
I'm not okay. The Warriors, I'm not really worried about. I feel like we can definitely get the Warriors. I think Dallas might be tough, and Denver is probably another tough one. Pelicans, I don't know. I think that's a toss up, either or, depending on how we start
Well,
off the game.
the Sacramento and Golden State is back to back. So
Oh, that's the back to back.
yeah, Wednesday is Sacramento and Thursday is Golden State, and then skip a day, and then you got Golden State again.
Uh,
So the Warriors might not be in a good spot right now, but it's still a back to back, and it's kind of you know
yeah, that's a nasty back to back because Sacramento likes to run a lot. At times. Well, they did say it was the last day for any multiple days off. I guess. I guess now the schedule's definitely starting to pile up more now.
if they could come out with a positive record out of these 5, 6, 7 games, I mean, I could see the Clippers coming together. Like they know that this is going to be a good stretch here. So if they can get confidence and win, then I mean, that's more momentum for them.
Yeah, and we did almost beat Denver too, so it's not like we just can't say that's a loss. Uh, I don't know if it could be like 4-3, maybe 4-3, 4-4. That'd be pretty good. But if it can be 5-2, that'd be really great. But I would like for us to be 4-3. That'd be pretty good.
Hmm.
So you guys feel like the 4 wins would be against Spurs and the Pelicans, right? And at least one with the Warriors.
I say
Yeah,
Spurs.
yeah, I'll say that.
hmm
And
I think
then
we could beat. I think we could beat Golden State twice. Uh, but it's tricky with the back to back though, because I don't know how that's gonna work out for us.
So how y'all feelings about Terrence Mann as a piece with this team?
Oh, I always love Terrence, man. Like you know, when he helped us big in that Utah series, that 37 points and everything, I always loved Terrence, man. After that, I think Terrence, man, he's always a plus on the court if he doesn't score. Because he does so many things for us. Like he'll play defense for us, he'll rebound for us, he'll assist the ball for us. Like he do so much things for us that makes him a plus on the court, even if he doesn't score. Like I remember the first game he started this season for us, they said he was a +7 or a +17, even though he only had 1 point that whole game because he does so much things for us. He becomes a plus for us, and yeah, I think when he get his game going, he's gonna be. I feel like in this lineup, Terrence Mann should be averaging at least like 10+ points. But right now, I like what he's doing. But I feel like his offensive game is going to just get going to improve and get more of a rhythm because he was hurt as well. So I feel like Terrence Mann is gonna play even better for us when he get his offensive going for us.
Mm.
I'm looking at his stats right now. You guys lost to Memphis, and he has a +13.
Yeah, like
So
he
that's
always.
crazy. That's crazy, man. That tells you everything right there.
Yeah,
Shit.
he's always a plus for us, man. It's just like I say, he's going to definitely be most likely our Batum now that the Swiss Army now that's going to be doing everything for us. And hey, and hopefully he keeps doing it because good things happen when he's on the court. And I did feel bad for him when we promised when he was going to be the starter. But then when we got James Harden, then he got relegated back to the bench. But now correct the mistake. Now he's a starter as he should have been, and now good things are happening. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out what. I also feel bad for Bones Highland in that rotation. It just. Cause you got him. That Brandon Boston's coming back. I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I think we should get rid of Randy Boston.
I'm not too familiar with him.
Okay. He's one of our young guards. Like he usually be playing for us if somebody gets hurt or when we would low managing Paul George Kawhi, he usually come in and spot us a couple of minutes coming off the bench. And he's one of our young guys, though. I would just say that he's one of our young guys. Like one of our only few young guys that we have on the team because most of the guys are veterans and stuff. I feel like it's not gonna be a lot of minutes for him or Bones Highland. Like Bones Highland probably gonna be like that one guy. Like he gonna get spot minutes if Ty Lue wants like some spark or a change in the game. If the game is going bad for us, we're gonna put some energy in the game and put Bones Highland in, see what he does. So I don't know what Brandon Boston role is gonna play. If that's gonna be the case, and Bones Highland's not even in the rotation no more like that.
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about before. That I don't know if they're giving these young guys too much of a chance because it's like they want results now. Like when they got Westbrook. I, I'm not a Clipper fan, but I'm an NBA fan, so I could see these moves that the Clippers did. And
Yeah,
when they got Westbrook, I know that to me was like okay, we got to win now move. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So and then they got Harden. I'm like, okay, they're really serious. So they're trying to honestly buy a championship. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mentality I see as far as looking in. So I still think there's pieces that still need to be filled, and I don't know if they have the salary cap room or the I don't know what you would call it like the knowledge to see because to me I don't feel like the Clippers are still like they need to be firing on all cylinders first so you can see what they need.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you need to see because everybody's gonna hit that wall after All-Star break. Every team hits the wall, and that's when you
right.
see okay, you know what, injuries or it's just the chemistry's not flowing right. Something happens after the All-Star break always to every team. So that's when you really like need like, hey, what do we need? And to me, I don't know what the Clippers are yet until they have a good, I don't know, 40 games or whatever that and they're uh, 25 and whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know yet, so
yeah,
I can't speculate and I can't really see in the future yet until they start showing how they play, where their holes are, and I, even if they have holes, I don't know if they could fill them with with the
yeah.
salary cap. I don't know.
I feel I feel like the only way you're going to make any more roster moves is by the buyout market later on in the season. That's the only way. I don't because the only guy who makes sense to trade because he makes so much money from us is Norman Powell, but I don't want to give away Norman Powell because he helps the bench. And I like how he comes off the bench when Paul George he'll stagger his minutes with Russell Westbrook in that lineup with him, Daniel Theis, Paul, Russ, Norman Powell, Daniel Theis, and PJ Tucker. I actually really like that lineup a lot, and I don't know if get rid of Powell would be the best move. I hear that's what everybody's saying. Oh well, y'all always could trade Powell. We can always trade Powell, but I'm like, ugh. He's really a good spark for us, though, man. Like he's the one guy that he catches the ball and quit. Basically, he knows what he's gonna do with it right after. Like sometimes Paul George dances with the ball, James Harden dances with the ball, Russell Westbrook dances with the ball, uh, Kawhi dances with the ball. But when Norman Powell gets the ball, he gets the ball and go makes the move. He already know I'm gonna shoot it right now. I'm gonna drive it, and get a layup. And that really helps a lot because there's not a lot of ball watching or the ball sticking into his hand because he already know what he wants to do with it.
Right.
But
I, I have a
yeah,
quick
go
question
ahead.
for you. So,
Yep.
in reality, like if you look at it, Westbrook, Harden, uh, Paul George, and Kawhi. In reality, those guys should at least one of those guys should be on the floor at all times, correct?
Yes.
And has that happened since Harden came, or what have you seen?
Yeah. Yes. At least one of them is always on the floor because Paul George is always the first one coming off the bench. I mean, going to the bench, and Kawhi, James Harden will usually play almost the whole quarter, and Russ will come in. Then those guys will come out. Then Paul George will come in with the bench lineup, and then when that happens, Russ will come out. Then the starters will come back to finish the half. So yeah, they're always going to have at least one of the big four, or at least big three, acquiring Paul George, James Harden on the court.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna start looking at that now. Like, I'll make sure that so there should be potentially at least three different units with those four guys, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's usually the starters. Then it's usually the lineup with Russell, Kawhi, James, Terrence Mann. Then eventually those guys come on or go to the bench. And Paul George come in with Tucker, Daniel Theis, and Norman Powell. Then slowly the starters. Yeah, basically, yeah. We actually have like sometimes it looks like we have three or four liners always coming in. I think that's the rotation.
That I mean, like I don't know if you were listening to before, but I with this talent, man, the Clippers should go for like they should be shooting for at least the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
And if they stay healthy, but they have to pick up again. I don't know who they need to pick up because I haven't seen them at their best. I haven't seen them
I
beat,
think
or play hard against the Nuggets or play hard against, the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that yet to
hon-
know like where their flaws are.
honestly, I would say that loss against Denver, I'll put that on Ty Lue. I don't care if Zubac, he didn't think Zubac was guarding Jokic well. At that point, at the end of the game, you should have put Zubac on there. Like Jokic is picking on Kawhi and Paul George, and he kept getting baskets after baskets where we were struggling on the offensive end. So you at least should have gave Zubac a chance. At least try to slow him down. And if that would have helped us win the game, that would have been pretty cool. But now, because of that, makes you look, make it look like Ty Lue just always loves the small ball lineup. He never want to adjust. He only do the small ball lineup. And, I think we need a younger wing. I think that's what we need, another younger wing 3D guy. Because, Tucker is up there in age. It'll be nice to have like a guy, at least that resembled Covington that, he traded to the Sixers. So I think if we can get a guy like that, we'd be fine. Oh, wait. Chats. Comments. T-Man when I average 20 points. Nah, I don't think T-Man going to average 20 points per game, but I think he can average like these double figures, though. Dudes don't understand loyalty and hard work. Yeah. Trade more friends with Victor would be out of this one. But yeah, next game, hopefully we can beat the Spurs. Keep practicing good habits of win tomorrow. Handle business, move on to Friday. See how we deal with the Pelicans. Try to get a win off that. Just take a game at a time. Only thing we can do right now. While we still try to figure everything out.
Yeah, after the Spurs, you got 3 home games, so that's pretty good. And then you stay in California, then you go to Portland.
Yeah, because it feels like we've been on the road for like almost the whole season right now. Even though we did have a couple home games, it felt like we had a lot of road games that that was more than the home games we've been receiving. So yeah, it'll be good to have a good home stand. Even though it's just 3 is good enough for me right now. Take this one today. That Philadelphia game, that was a good game. Oh man. Indiana, good game. Man, whoever plays Oklahoma City in that first round, man, that's gonna be some trouble. Oh man. Minnesota. Well, we still haven't moved up in the conference yet, so we just gotta focus on what we can control right now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's talking. I don't keep talking. Yeah, that's weird, man. You couldn't say that.
If you invite Snack Factory Pretzel Crisp
Mm-hmm.